Hey, what's up, good people? I am back. I am back in Studio A. All right. Hey, listen, we had a great time. Maybe we'll take some time tomorrow and share with you some of the things that we discussed in Hampton, Virginia. But today we're going to talk about the stock market and we're going to get right into it. The pre markets were down. The NASDAQ was down by more than 100 points. And as the day went on, it struggled. But there was some news that lifted the stock market, the entire stock market. So let's dive right into it. We could see that the S&P Dow and the NASDAQ closed positive. The NASDAQ was up 156%. Now, some of your portfolios may not be up by much, but there's a reason why. Okay, let's dig a little deeper. One of the things that is very suspect is that the VIX also rose by 4% while the indices were rising. And we were due for a healthy pullback, but what happened was some news that came out. Let's dig a little deeper. S&P 500 rebounds after soft open posted another record close with help from NVIDIA. NVIDIA shifted the market today. Here's what's happening. NVIDIA plans to invest up to 100 billion with a B in OpenAI as part of a data center build out. That is what raised the market today. And it was a big news, very, very big news. NVIDIA will invest up to 100 billion in OpenAI as an artificial intelligence lab set out to build hundreds of billions of dollars in data centers. Okay, NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang told CNBC that 10 gigawatt project with OpenAI is equivalent to between 4 million and 5 million graphic processing units. For those of you that don't geek out on that stuff, that is a lot. All right. Juan said that about that NVIDIA will ship this year and twice as much as last year. So that's what's going on. Jensen Hong, I said Wong, it's Hong said that that's about what NVIDIA will ship this year and twice as much as last year. And that just took the market up. It just rose everything at the last minute. That is one of the things that is crazy. Now, I've been digging in areas like, okay, this market was already hot. This morning's cool off was actually a healthy cool off. It was healthy, all right, and it was expected. And then we get this news, further pushing the market up. The Bulls have it today. The Bulls just keep having it ever since the FOMC meeting and the Fed decision, right? So now here's what I'm looking at. All right, AI powers will come from diversified energy. So what I put in here is what's going to power all of this AI. All right, we need power sources. Okay, and so I began to just dig, and we have natural gas, renewable energy, solar and wind. Okay, we know that solar has been getting beat down because of the tax credits and less money being invested in solar, nuclear power, and then hydropower. Okay, so those are some of the areas that are going to actually help to be the energy source of all of this AI. And so what I did was I looked for a few stock, okay, that was in the hydro field, all right, in the hydro form of energy, because we are in Oklo, OKLO, and OKLO is one of the plays that I'm in that I believe that is going to help power this AI because not a one of them is enough. Okay. So natural gas is not enough by itself. Renewable energy, not enough by itself. Nuclear power, not enough by itself. Hydropower, not enough by itself. We got fusion energy and hydrogen power, not hydropower, but hydrogen power. And there's been a lot of talk about hydrogen, okay? So here are some areas you need to be looking for, some stock that could potentially be a help to fuel this AI rocket ship, okay? And so in the area of hydropower, not hydrogen power, but hydropower, here are some of the stock that I found, right? Now we could see we have these various companies, right? And some of these right under our eyes have been moving, all right? So over the last 5 days, you could see that GE Venora has been moving. Look at that, up 2.3%, not big, but over the last month, 6%, still not that big right now for what's going on. But look at what happens when you go into 6 months. GE Vernova has been secretly mooning. Look at that. 87%. Look at that. Year to date, 95%. And so here's what I don't want you to do. This is what I used to do. I'm going to share with you what I used to do that I learned was stupid. You look at the price of the stock and you say, hey, if I got a small cap stock, I could get more shares and make more money. No, no, no. What you have to look at is the percentage. Remember, you can buy fractional shares. Remember, you could buy $5 worth of this Vernova, right? Is that Vernova? Vernova. Okay, Vernova. I had to look close and make sure that RN is not an M. All right, got these glasses on. All right, so here's what I want you to know. You could buy $5 worth, right? And you want to look at the percentage. So if I put $100 into GE Vernova and you put $100 into Brookfield, Larry will have way more money because mine went up 95%. Follow? So for those of you that are new, get rid of that stinking thinking that, oh, I can't afford that. You can afford fractional shares. Fractional shares was a game changer. So I want you to keep GE Vernova on your radar. Is it too late? Who knows? But keep it on your radar, okay? So let's look at Oklo. So now, if we look at Oklo, we could see that it is down in the after hours, but it came up 3.75%. Let's do the same thing we did with the other energy sources. Look at that. In the last month, up 99%, right? 6 months, 353%. That's on Oklo. Year to date, 560%. So if you ask, is it over? There's still room to run if it's going to be one of the ones that's selected. No one knows, there's a lot of choices, right? So now let's go back and let's add Oklo. Let's get rid of this one. Let's get rid of this one. And let's just pay close attention to GE Vernova and Oklo, okay? And let's go year to date that we are on. You could see that GE Vernova is, though it's a bigger cap stock, so that has to do something with the price difference. Because when you have a lower cap stock, they sometimes, if you get them early enough, they run at a faster pace. But as you can see, it was still money to be made here. So let's go over the last week, all right? Look at that. Oklo, 47% over the last week, and over the last month, you could see 99%. So now, I'm just going to discuss this with you out in the open. Here's our homework. Let's just look. I like GE Vernova, but let's just look for some small cap stock, family, in these energy sources, okay? We want to look at the small cap stock in these energy sources. So let's go back to here. All right. We're going to look for small cap stock that is in nuclear, hydropower, right? Fusion energy, hydrogen power, right? So we're going to look for those, right? And we're going to see, can we find another Oklo? That's what we're going to do. All right, good people. This one is mainly about stock and what happened to NVIDIA. And I got some more shocking news, okay? And I'm just going to keep this. This one is not going to be about crypto, though crypto has cooled off. And I wanted to show you something. Maybe I'll make another video just for crypto, and it'll be crypto heavy. But as we look at crypto real briefly, we could see that it has bagged off. Bitcoin is down about 10% from the local highs. And what really got smacked today was Ethereum. So you got Bitmine that was up, that was down actually more than 13 to 15% today. That's how much it went down. And we did some buying today. Okay. I did some buying in a bigger portfolio and a portfolio that we just started, but we could see here that it is taking a hit. Look at that. Boom. Down 6% today. Ethereum is, right? Look at that. You got the memes, of course, they're going down, but Link down 7%. You got the big boys going down. Avalanche down. We got Sui down. Let's call that 8%. Stellar down 4%. We could see that these are coming down. But remember, good people, don't lose sight. Do not lose sight. To me, when this swings to the left past the halfway point, there's buying opportunities. And you can pick what you want to buy today, okay? But when it swings to the right, that's when I buy less, all right? Why? I don't think that this bull market is over with crypto. I don't think it actually even started really. Altcoin season really hasn't taken off. Every time it gets ready to take off, then something happens, okay? Now, with all of this going on, Michael Saylor said something like 9 months ago, but it's resurfacing, okay? And it's one of the things I want you guys to pay close attention to. So look at this. We can see this. This was 9 months ago. Michael Saylor says, sell all the gold and buy Bitcoin. So this is resurfacing now, but you could see that Michael Saylor says, sell your mama and buy Bitcoin. Look at this. Buy Bitcoin. Michael Saylor says gold and real estate don't even make sense. All right. Look at that. Michael Saylor, the future of stocks and bonds is backed by what? Bitcoin. Everything. Michael Saylor, Bitcoin is better investment than gold. All right. And so you're going to see all of this. Sell everything and just buy Bitcoin. As a matter of fact, let's listen to what he said.
Very simple idea is buy 20 or 25% of the Bitcoin network on behalf of the U.S. government, catalyze the development of that World Reserve Capital Network, and then let all the Chinese and the Russians and the foreigners sell all their other assets and buy Bitcoin, and then the money flows into the United States. If you want to put a great twist on it, dump your gold, sell all the U.S. gold, buy Bitcoin, then the trade is free because you could buy 5 million Bitcoin for the cost of the gold. You will demonetize the entire gold asset class, and our enemies hold gold in their banks, so their assets would go to zero. Our assets would go to $100 trillion, and we would control the world's reserve capital network as well as the world's reserve currency network.
As usual.
So you have other countries actually fearful of what he just said. Just think of the weight and magnitude of what he just said and how that would concern other countries, that this is what the ploy of the U.S. is, especially with a pro-Bitcoin president, good people. So just keep in mind that I have a lot of crypto, okay? I can buy my house multiple times, but I'm realistic with how much I get and how much hype is real. There's a lot of news that comes out about crypto, a lot daily. and we don't have to chase everything, because soon as it goes up, you start to chase, then it pulls back, and then you go, oh man, oh man. So what I do is I buy more on pullbacks like this. Larry, what would you be buying today? It's easy. Just look and see what's down the most. It's easy. I don't have to tell you. Altcoins, buy them. I'm buying, just buy whatever you think is down. I'm just about in my full positions. I have a few bucks left, and I'm actually saving the few bucks left for meme coins, okay? But I'm in my full positions with Bitcoin. I bought a lot while it was down, and altcoins, I just been DCAing. So the area that you are in, you are the least in. And if that is Bitcoin, Bitcoin still have movement, and you say, hey, I really need to get some Bitcoin, you can look at Bitcoin. If you say, hey, I don't have enough Ethereum or no Ethereum, now's your time you start dollar cost averaging in, But remember, anything I say is not a suggestion to buy, hold, or sell, because I still believe that we are going to continue to go up with crypto. That's what I believe. Now, don't spend your money on what I believe without doing your own due diligence and your own research. I'm just a guy on YouTube telling you what I'm doing. Okay? All right, good people. We will see you tomorrow. Welcome back. Make sure you go to the description below. Okay? So under this video, go to the description and check out all that we have for you. Okay? We have Stock Up You. We moved a lot of we covered, should I say, we covered a lot of information this past weekend. Myself, Stocks with Josh, and Keenan Grace, and it was a great time. We'll talk about that later. And then here you go. That's what I want you to come and join for $1 a day. While it's $1 a day, money moves. Okay. That's going to be in the description below. We're taking our time and building wealth. We'll see you tomorrow. Live, love, laugh, and learn.